Hey guys, this is Natural Soul Rhythm today, and we have Jackson Lundy here with us. Say hey to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so he just did his whole performance video, and it sounded so good. I'm literally obsessed with your EP, Aromatic. It is amazing. 4 songs, but it's like you tell a whole lifetime in 4 songs. It's great. It's fabulous. And so I noticed that throughout your different songs, you had different producers. So what was it like working with different people who had like different vibes and different ideas?
It was really fun, and I think it's both the two producers that were on the project were Noah Vickland and Jake Carter, and they have such a different way of producing and writing music, and so it was really fun to get to learn how they work and kind of how to make a song with them, because it was totally different, we did it in different ways for each of them. For each song, it's like we recorded in such a different way and wrote it in such a different way. And I think it's good to learn how to be versatile like that. It's really nice to, work with a bunch of artists and stuff. But
And how did you come up with a theme for it? Because it seems like you follow a very specific vibe for your whole thing. So how did you come up with that?
Well, I think Noah and I kind of have a joke about we make barbecue music. so we were just kind of thinking about it's kind of just a fragrant EP, it's aromatic. So I guess I don't know.
So that's how you came up with the name?
Yeah, I mean
EP?
it's kind of silly, but I guess we were just thinking yeah.
Okay. So now I have a question for you. If you were any type of cologne, would it be a strong one? Would it be a light one? Would it be Versace kind of cologne? What do you think your cologne would be?
Probably maybe. Well, my idea, what I would want to be, is probably different than what I am.
Okay.
But I would like to be I don't know, a cool water kind of
All right.
You know what I mean?
So you need to come up with that.
I know.
I'll buy it. I'll definitely be the first one to buy your cologne.
Cool.
So listening to your music and your EP, because I have to do my research, of course. I listened to your song Calypso, I listened to your EP, I listened to everything you've put out, and it seems like you're so young and you've developed this style as a musical artist. So where do you draw your inspiration from as a musician?
I mean, I grew up listening to Stevie Wonder and the Beatles and stuff and even a lot of Brazilian music, because I think the chords, I'm always drawn to the chords in music. Mm-hmm. So I've always loved the chords, and all those artists do. I mean, just they have a great way of manipulating chords, and but I'd say those are the 3 that I kind of grew up on. And now I've been listening to a lot of different stuff, but Smino, a rapper named Smino from St. Louis, I saw him live, and I was just this kind of mesh of R&B and hip hop and jazz kind of stuff that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Daniel Caesar's his last project was really beautiful, and that I would say that kind of played. D'Angelo is a huge. In high school, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. But yeah, I'd say those.
So when you listen to, how do I word this? So when you start writing off, I'm assuming you write all your songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you start writing your songs, do you start off with the chords, or do you write your words first? What do you do?
Yeah, I always start with the chords. That's just how I've always done it. And for a lot of the EP, Jake and Noah have written the chords, and then we worked on them, or we both wrote the chords, or I wrote the so
yeah.
For most of it we were just messing around with chords at first. Nightfall was not, though. Nightfall, Noah just sent me a loop, and that synth in it is actually just a cheap Casio keyboard that he played, and I was just like, oh, that's really cool. So I wrote a little thing over that. And yeah.
Do you ever get nervous that when you put out music that people won't get your music?
I mean, yeah, that's not so much that people won't get it, but you know, more that people won't like it. Like definitely, because number one in music, you have to like it, and then number two, people have everyone has to like it. Everyone has to feel something for it, because if they don't, then there's no point. There's no point. So yeah, that's a huge thing. Not really as much like if they'll get it or not. It's more just if they'll enjoy it, or if it'll make them,
Yeah. Well, I personally get your music.
Thank
I
you.
personally love your music. And
Thank
my
you.
favorite song off of your EP was Just Wanna. So
Okay.
what were you thinking about when you wrote that song?
That's a very that's a very unusual song for me to. That was Jake makes a lot of music that's kind of got a little more like edge to it, like that, and I don't usually do that. I kind of go a little more in the other direction, and Jake played me this beat, and I was just like, he made that beat in a night. He made that beat in literally like not more than 30 minutes.
Damn, okay.
And I was just like, oh, this is pretty cool. I should try to make something kind of more like, I don't know what the word for that is, but it's definitely, that was an unusual song for me to write, but yeah.
You want to challenge yourself when you tried to write the song.
Yeah, and I'm kind of not really that persona in real life, it was kind of funny, but I was just writing about basically the idea of like a really rich woman just like treating me, like, I don't know. And it's kind of off past experience in high school and stuff like that. But
you had a sugar
never mind.
mama in high school?
No.
Oh,
I didn't.
Oh my God, you were
no.
lit in high school. I hope you use every single second, get your college education, tuition. I hope you got your money.
Well, me too.
Well, let me hit her up. I'll become her best friend.
Yeah.
We'll go shopping together. It's gonna be great. So, besides having a sugar mama, it looks like your music has been taken very well and accepted into like the music world. Like your fans, other musicians I've heard about it. Like, oh yeah, Jackson, I definitely know that guy. Like he's great. His music's great. So how did it feel when you saw your music and there was 500K plays on Spotify and SoundCloud? Like, what did that feel like?
It was really cool. It was it was unbelievable that people that didn't know me would possibly like my music. That's just a crazy thought. I feel really excited that, that people like what I do, that people appreciate it. And that's pretty cool. That's why, I guess that's why we do it for other people.
So does that kind of validate that this is what you should be doing? Like you're excited now and you're not as nervous as when you first started out?
Yeah, there's a lot to be nervous about though. I would be doing this regardless of how many plays it had. It's what I kind of I have to do it. So, but yes, it is. It gives me a little hope, definitely. That's, and I think now we live in an age where you can make music in your room and it can, reach everyone in the world. It's pretty cool. It's really never been the case as much before now.
I wish you the best of luck with that. I think you're going to do great. And you said that you had mentioned that you wanted to maybe move out to LA after you graduate. So just, give me VIP tickets for the shows, man. I'm really trying to help you out. Tit for tat. So if you could meet any artist that inspires you, who would you meet and why? And it could be dead or alive.
Stevie Wonder, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Stevie Wonder. He probably just because he just seems like he's such a good person. Like he just seems like he glows, you know what I mean? Every time I see him on, you know, things and just listening to his music, like I think it'd be really nice to talk to him just because I'd really love to get his perspective on music, and I feel like he's really a humble person, and he's really doing music for the same like good reasons, and I think that comes out in his music, and he's just been a huge idol of mine, you know, and not all idols I would talk to.
So just out of curiosity, because when I asked you where you draw your inspiration from, I was not expecting you to say people like Stevie Wonder or the Beatles. So what about him inspires you?
I'd say that his music seems to just, like, he doesn't write music for it to be, there's something really pure about his music. Like it's not influenced by like money or kind of, he's not trying to like look cool in his music or, you know, it's really just like his pure heart, just, you know, it's just happy. It's so happy. So, I'd say that's something that I really have that's the longest journey, I feel like.
Okay.
You know, just to be able to put that amount of openness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm certainly not there yet, but that's definitely something that inspires me most about him.
Yeah, but you're off to a great start.
Thank you.
You are.
Thank you.
And like, I definitely get what you mean when it says that like you respect the artists for how they view their music as purely music and not like for the money or for the fame. Because like for me, Tori Kelly does that for me. And like I think that, I don't know if you heard of her, Tori Kelly. She writes great music. They're so innocent and sweet, but like she also keeps her personality. And to my belief, I just think that she keeps the value of music. And that's what I feel like some artists don't do anymore. I feel like they make music just to make money, and like I feel like music has lost its value. So it's actually really great to hear that someone else say that from my generation. That's great. It's great. So my very last question, when I first created NSR, I came up with the name by making a Facebook post, and I asked if there was one word that you could think to describe music, what would it be and why? And that's how I came up with the name, Natural Soul Rhythm. So now I'm going to ask you that question.
I would say feel. Feel is like you have to feel the music, whether you're playing it, whether you're producing it, whether you're, you know, performing it or learning it. Like the feel has to be there. You have to really, to your core, just, you know, just feel it in your bones and just really love it.
Yeah, I've actually never heard anyone. You're a very unique person. I'm glad this is your first interview, right?
Yeah.
You're going through this very well. High five.
Thank
Good
you.
job, Jackson. Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming to Natural Soul Rhythm. Guys, Jackson Lundy, please check out his music on Spotify, SoundCloud. Your Instagram is?
Jackson Lundy Music.
So it looks at that. Jackson Lundy Music on Instagram, Spotify, SoundCloud, everything. Follow him.
I got it bad, what does she knows it do? Tossing and turning, it drives me mad. Birds flying out, do they run out of